Okay, guys, here are the two maps I'd like to take you through today. The first one is an Azure map, and it's made with this little icon over here. And what this is showing is all the accounts in the United States broken down to the address level. So if I were to take and click on a random address here, the map will zoom in on that address. And if I wanted to switch to satellite, for instance, let's say if I was an account manager and I wanted to plan a visit, I could see, oh, okay, looks like there's parking around here possibly, or there's not. I could see down to the street level. Now I'm gonna click on this and zoom back out. On the right, I'm gonna switch this back over to road view. On the right hand side, what I have is a shape map. And what that's doing is it's taking all the addresses broken down or grouped by state, and then it's saturating each state based on how many stores it has. The data on the back end is coming from Kaggle. It's all the Starbucks locations in the United States. Um, so this is just showing clearly California has almost 3,000 stores as opposed to, say, South Carolina has only 131. So the data came from Kaggle in terms of the addresses, but then the cake pop suppliers, the account managers, and the regions were all what I made up and added to the data. So you can click on this map and see, oh, I want to see the West Coast kind of thing. So let's take a look here to see what your data needs to look like in order to make these. And if we, so before we get into actually making them, let's take a look over here in the table view. When we click over here, we see that I have, first of all, a key column. So I'm using store numbers. I have street address, city, state, and zip code. And I also have full addresses. This is what I'm using on the Azure map. I also have each store has been assigned a cake pop supplier, a region, and an account manager. Well, there's one other thing that you need before you can make these. I'm going to show you over here again. In your visuals, you may not have a shape map. So if you are not seeing the shape map, in order to get it, what you're going to do is go to File. You're going to click on Options and Settings, and then Options. And then you'll go down to Preview Features and Shape Map Visual. I already have it clicked, but you'd click it, then click OK. Okay, so those are the main building blocks. Let's step over into a new page and try and build these out from scratch. So I'm going to click on a new page. I'm going to go over here to my visuals and click on Azure Maps. Pull one in here, make it kind of big so I can see what's going on. I'm going to go to my full address, click on that. That is pulling into the location, and that's looking really good, actually. The only thing I want to change here is the color of the dots. So I'm going to go over to Format Your Visual, click on Bubble Layer, and the default, the colors. So I'm going to click on this nice plum, but if you wanted to search for other colors, you could do that over here. But actually, I'm just going to go back and pick this plum that I picked from before. Another thing that you can do while you have this up, you can actually select whether you want this grayscale, these different map types to be showing. If you go to map settings and then scroll down, you can select for the style picker to be off. Let's say if you knew the style that you want it to default on, you could select that here. But if you want to make sure that your end user is able to pick the style and make that selection, you would want the style picker to be on. Same with navigation. You don't need it. You can still like scroll in and out just using the little roller on your mouse. But if you want to see those plus and minuses, that is this navigation button here. So I'll keep that on. We're good. Now let's build our second map, the shape map. Let's go over here. Now that we have this icon, we're going to grab the shape map. I'm going to pull it over here, make it a little bigger. Now the two things driving this are the state information and the color saturation is doing a count of the stores. So first let's grab the states. Great, that pulled in good. Now the second thing we want to do is I'm pulling my key. For here, it's in this example, it's the store numbers, but you might have a different example. You just need a count to pull in the color saturation. So right now it's saying, hey, we have 2,819 stores in California and 690 in Florida, for instance. Also, if you didn't have distinct counts on the column that you're using to do the color saturation, I would recommend using the count distinct. So for me, it's the same number either way, doesn't matter, but for you, it might make a difference. The only thing I have left to do on this now is I would like to format my visual and again, just change those colors. So I don't want map settings. I actually want fill colors and I'm going to change this maximum to that nice plum too, just so it kind of all has the same look. Okay, that's the basic building blocks of this visual. And so for the rest of it, I'll kind of go through it, but I'm not going to go as in detail. So let's hop back over to my original page and I'll kind of go through what I have here at the top that allows for some of this extra filtering. So these three are slicers. So if I click on them, the slicer icon is what they are. I pulled in the account manager for this one. This one is the cake pop supplier and this one is the region. To get it to look this way, you want to go to format your visual and slicer settings and make sure the style is on drop down. The other thing that I have here, because this is a text field, it will allow for searching. So there's only a few account managers, but for something like the cake pop suppliers where there's a lot, you may want to allow searching, and that is by clicking more options and clicking on the search button. And the last two are just a basic table that are built using some of the columns in my my backend table, just pulling them over. And then as I click on them, it'll zoom in and out on that specific location. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. If you got something out of it, feel free to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Or if you'd like to see future videos on this type of content, please let me know also in the comments. Thanks. Have a good day.